Hey, Jordan Valley Church, Pastor John here. If you've been with us, you know we just finished a 6-week online study looking at prayer. And the study went really well. I was super encouraged to hear from many of you about how much you liked the study, how it helped you grow, about hearing as you listened to the stories in prayer. Some of you fasted for the first time, and it was really cool to hear about how that went and what you gave up for the day. And that went so well that we're going to launch another 6-week study, this time looking at politics, called Kingdom Citizenship. And if you do the math, you'll realize that this will end right before our national election. I don't know about you, but I'm increasingly discouraged with what I see in our nation, in this country that I love. What is probably most discouraging is it seems like so few people these days care about doing what is right or what is just, but simply about winning. And winning is defined as holding on to power or expanding your power and making the other side look bad. What discourages me even more, though, is how I see that so many Christians seem to have bought into the same philosophy and have jettisoned any idea of thinking about these things within a Christian worldview. Now, I realize I can't do much at all for the broader Christian landscape, but I am your pastor. And one of the things that I feel a burden to do is help you think about politics in a way that honors God more than it does any political party or even nation. You see, when you become a Christian, you are adopted into God's family and you gain a new citizenship, one that will last infinitely longer than whatever country happens to be written on your birth certificate. And that must reframe how we think about political matters. And so what we're going to do is we're going to spend the next 6 weeks looking about what the Bible has to say about government and looking at how Christians, what posture Christians should take to their governing authorities, and then also good and bad ways to think of how politics and faith interact. Now, just to get my biases out there, so some of you are probably thinking, well, how's John going to tell us to vote at the end of this? I want to get all that out ahead of time, and so I'm going to step back here so you can see I've got my political t-shirt on, so we got the Democrats over here, Republicans. I put tape on my shirt. Some of you may be wondering about that, to cover up which box is checked. And so we'll get this out of the way so we can move past it, and then you can just listen to the content instead of wondering, what my view is. So here we go. I got to pull the tape off, and let's see, pull it up. There we go. Yeah, that's right. This year, I think I'm going to vote for bikes. That seems to be the best option sometimes, or at least riding my bike a lot more so I don't have to get sucked in to all the discouraging things that I see. Well, I don't know if I'm actually going to vote for bikes. I might write it in, though, depending on how things go. But my goal isn't to get you to vote for bikes either, or to vote for Democrats or Republicans. My goal is, as you wrestle with how you're going to vote, that you will do it in a way that honors God and remembers that Jesus is King. And so click the link below to watch our week 1 videos. We're going to publish new videos every week. And if you have any questions or comments or things you'd like us to cover, make sure you submit that in the online form that you'll see. And our last week, we're going to try to spend that whole week on just answering a lot of those questions that we get from you. So I'm excited about this study. I've learned a lot just working through it. It's helped me to think a lot more clearly about these things. I'm excited to share that with you all. And my goal, as I said, is that we at Jordan Valley Church would honor God in all of life, including how we think of politics and government.